Have you noticed, do you attack business the same way as sports? And have you ever had a moment where you're like, I got to chill out because the business world's not like the sports world?
The same, but also different, right? Same in the sense that the attention to detail is there, just like it is in sport, the attention to detail, right? But it's different because of the intensity that you bring. It's not like a game. It's not like practice, right? You have to have patience. You have to challenge people. You have to hire well and find people that have a certain level of, that demand excellence from themselves, right? And have that attention to detail about themselves. Mm-hmm. And then you wind up building a team of people that have that passion and commitment to excellence. So that's the difference, is that now I'm kind of more in a GM position as opposed to being a player that is on the ground floor bringing out the intensity in each guy every single play. It's a little different.
Have you noticed a moment where you're like, I can't be as intense as I was during sports. I can't demand people to be here till midnight or practice without a ball for 3 hours or
listen, my thing is really simple here, is that I expect excellent work. We all do. So I don't care if you're here in the office at 6 a.m. and you leave at midnight. If the work that you do is average, then this is not the home for you. Conversely, you cannot be in the office at all and have excellent work. This is the place for you. Mm-hmm. So I don't really care if you're here. There's a lot of guys that get in the gym and work hard, but then they can't transition that to 7:30.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can already tell that I wouldn't make it one day in this office. I'm really good at looking busy, but not doing anything. So that would be a problem.
You gotta get results.
So Kobe, one of the things that I've been super impressed with by watching kind of your organization, how you transition, is really the team that you surround yourself with. Whether it's from Bryant to Molly to the rest of your team. What are the characteristics that you're looking for to bring into your team? Is it much like you want a teammate for the Lakers, those type of, or what are you looking for specifically?
Yeah, the most important thing is curiosity first. I want curious people that ask questions, that want to figure things out, figure out new ways to do things. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing. And then from that curiosity, having the determination to see that curiosity through, mm-hmm. right? To figure out those steps. And if you figure out, okay, this is a particular course of action that we feel like we should be taking. Has it been done before? No, but that's exciting to me. Let's figure it out. Mm-hmm. Those are the characteristics that I look for, first and foremost.
So you say curiosity. I read a story how you text with business people 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Yeah. Mike Rapoli, I think you do it with people in the tech industry. Yeah. Has anyone been like, yo, Kobe, just chill out? Stop texting me.
No, because they're all about as crazy as I am.
Yeah. What is that though? Is there can you see it in a person the minute you meet them? Like this guy or this woman, they just want it more than everyone else.
I think so. I think you can sense it. You can, when you're having a conversation with somebody, you can tell if they're truly passionate about what it is that they're doing. Yeah,
I have it?
Listen, bro, you can't build what you build and not be that. Right? If you didn't have it, you wouldn't be sitting here with everybody anyway, because you don't put up with that shit either.
True. I've kind of snaked my way in, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can certainly recognize that, and you feel a sense of familiarity with that person.
You said, I read a quote that you said you love business as much as basketball. There's no way that's true.
100% true.
There's no way. Basketball was your life, your passion, everything. You're telling me you love doing business as much. If you could, basically snap a finger and be 25-year-old Kobe or the Kobe today, you wouldn't go back and keep playing basketball?
No, because I've already done it. See, here's the thing. When I was playing and teammates would say, oh, Kobe's not out on the road. What is he doing? You see me on the plane, he's reading. What is he reading? He's writing. What is he writing? Mm-hmm. I'm practicing. Mm-hmm. I'm writing. I'm practicing. I'm understanding how to tell stories. I'm reading Joseph Campbell, how to create arcs, compelling arcs and plots. I'm reading that stuff. So this is going back 15 years, right? So I don't just retire, write Dear Basketball, and luck into winning an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That stuff comes from hard work and from studying for 15 years how to write and how to organize structure, right? And you can't do that without having a serious love or commitment to the craft.
And that's, Alex has told the story, but your rookie year in Seattle when you started investing in real estate, and basically while you were playing baseball, also getting, working in business and learning the ropes in business.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Kobe and I have so much in common. We kind of came up at the same time, but one of the things we have in common is we would show up at universities. And I know he would show up at Duke. I took classes at Columbia Business School, Miami Business School, and people are like, "Why aren't you on a yacht? Why aren't you on vacation?" I'm like, "I'm practicing. I am getting ready. I don't know when they're gonna kick me out of this game." And at the same time, it's not just about moving forward, but also it's about having fun. I agree with Kobe. I sometimes forget that I played basketball in major leagues baseball for 23 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm so excited in the moment,
Yeah.
present.
That sounds really weird to people.
Right.
They think
know
we're
what I mean?
lying.
It does.
It's really
I
weird.
feel like you're
How's
lying.
that possible? There's no way, man. Like, I remember I said, I told somebody, I said, listen, if what I do in the next 20 years is not better than my last 20, then I failed. And like, well, that's disrespectful to what you've done the last 20 years. How could you say? My man, I wouldn't accomplish what I accomplished my last 20 years if I did not have this mentality to begin with. So,
Kobe, one of the things that fascinated me, you have skin in the game. So you saved your money. You did well, and then you invested. Any advice for a lot of athletes now coming out who get paid, say, big endorsements, and they seem broke in a couple of years?
Yeah, well, because here's the problem. Once you retire, you don't have that source of income that's coming in, right? So even if you save over a 15-year career, if your spending habits remain the same, eventually that well's going to run dry. Right? So unfortunately for us athletes, the retirement age is 32, 34 if you're lucky, 37 like myself. What comes next? Right? So the question needs to be, what comes next? What can I do? What is my passion? Not where I can create the most value or generate the most revenue, but what is my next passion? When you find that next passion, then everything else will make sense. But that's the hardest part for us.
Now, I know that Scope uses video games. I think video games are actually the hottest part of technology. And the chips that go into video games make it so it's lifelike. This will be what, like NBA 2K for some TV shows that have characters?
It could be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely could be.
Are you getting good at reading balance sheets and income statements?
No, I'm getting better at it, but it is not my strength. Right? So, for example, when Jeff and I sat around and said, okay, we should do this company, his mind automatically went to operations. Mine went to story, logo, and right. So we just went different ways.
We're a team,
right? Same at the core, which is two different sides of the brain.
I got to ask this. How, just as a person, I mean, I've idolized you from the days you came out of Lower Merion, okay, from the Aces. How can you be so humble? Honest to God. I mean, listen to what he asked you a question, and you could have said, yeah, I'm getting good at it. But no, you just said, I'm a student.
Yeah.
That's just been your way.
But we have to constantly learn. I mean, that's why our mantra is value growth, because to grow, you have to constantly learn. You have to constantly move, constantly improve. I mean, that's the key. That's what makes life fun, I think.
CEO you admire more than others?
CEO I admire more than others. Well, I work very, very closely with Mark Parker, and Mark has been a great mentor of mine for years. I mean, there's times where I can't sleep, and I'll shoot Mark a text message about, I'm having trouble building this company here. What do you think about this, that, and the other? How did you do it? Right. And he gives me very detailed responses. So, MP for me has been
Does he ever sleep? I've shot him an email to try to get Buck because Shoot Dog's such a great book. He comes back immediately, he's more agent. I mean, that guy's on his game. Yeah,
he's always thinking. He's a thinker. And what I love doing is cold calling people, getting their book list. What did you read? What did you learn? How did you learn it? Those are the questions.
LeBron's got a new show on our network called Cleveland Hustles.
Yes.
Any advice for him getting into the world of media?
Well, no advice, really. I mean, it sounds like this is something that he loves to do and he's passionate about doing. I mean, that's really the key. If you have the love to do it, you'll be able to handle whatever bumps come your way. So I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Well, I just think, is it possible, I mean, when you do bring one of these companies public, do it here, okay? You don't ring the bell, it gets too exciting. We don't get a lot of big guys like this.
Last question. We're getting viewers asking, can I get in on a B round? At what point do outside investors have a chance? Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, look, right now, we're investing proudly our money. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to do it on our dime. At some point, we might raise money. We're not prepared to do that now. For some of these great companies, Jim said it best. Let's get them public, let's get them out there, and then people can buy on the public markets.
When you look at your career, all right, there's a lot of times when you had to carry a team. This seems like the old days, though, when you had the full panoply of guys at the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's not like, because the last few years I thought you had to carry yourself.
But see, that's the beautiful part about business, right? You're not restricted by salary cap regulations, right? The roster's not
Careful,
restricted.
we might have to start giving people raises.
You get a chance to work with people that are that think the same way and have the same kind of passion. It makes for a beautiful environment.
Tell us about your fund. People may not know exactly what you're doing, so just give us the basics and tell us some things, maybe an investment or two that you are excited about that shows the focus that you described.
Well, I mean, we started, my partner and I, Jeff Steibel.
Who's here tonight.
Who's here tonight.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, I started looking at what comes next. And I started looking in the investment space primarily. When you're in the NBA and you're a young player, you have all these meetings. And you sit around with a lot of financial people and they explain to you how you need to save and how post-career, if you continue to live the lifestyle that you're accustomed to, eventually that money's gonna run out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I started kind of sitting there thinking, okay, what is the counter to that? How can I use the influence that I currently have now to build something of value that won't dwindle over time, but actually
you were thinking
grow
this when you were 19?
No, I started thinking this when I was about 34, 35 or
All
so.
right.
When you rupture your Achilles and you're sitting in bed, you have a lot of time to think.
Right.
And when it hit me, I wish I had thought about it earlier. So anyway, Jeff and I started our fund and started investing our own capital, and seeing where that comes, seeing where that leads to. And I actually started enjoying it, and I started seeing great potential here, and hopefully it can be a great example for other athletes. Because right now, the model, the way it's set up, like athletes will get endorsement deals, right? And you get the cash. And
But
you get
once
a big
you're
deal,
out of the
and
game, you're out of the game,
That's
right?
exactly right. Because eventually that money runs dry, right?
Right.
So how can you use the influence that you currently have and create somewhat of a hybrid model of endorsement money where you have that liquidity, but also you build something of long-term value?
Right. So give us an example of something you're excited about that you've invested in.
Well, I think we have a couple of our CEOs here, actually. I think Cindy is here from VIP Kids. There she is. She's
All right.
awesome.
And so
I
VIP
think-
Kids is where you have English language teachers in the U.S. primarily, right? Teaching kids in China
Right.
English.
Right. And yeah, I mean, that's basically
So
it.
America is the sweatshop for China. Is that a fair way to put it?
Yeah, your way to put it, not
Okay.
mine.
All right. All right.
No, but it's really about inspiring the kids in China to understand that there's a much, much bigger world out there and helping them have the opportunities. I mean, I'm sure you guys sat here and talked today at length about companies in China
We
really
did.
strategizing about coming
Absolutely
to the
did.
U.S., right? And that starts at a very, very young level, and kids understanding the market, understanding the branding, understanding the language, right? So you got to take